Happy National Women's Month! Later this week, we will have stories inspired by women across the valley.
Today, we will provide viewers with a profile on journalism professor and their story on how they became what they are today.
UNLV sports have made major strides this past weekend in their respective profession. Women's and men's basketball have made a major impact on the Mountain West Conference. All that and more coming up for Studio G.
My name is Matthew Guanga and welcome to Studio G.
And I am Lei Caldejon. Thank you for joining us.
Metro Police Officer Caleb Rogers was arrested Sunday morning. And 2 counts of robbery with deadly weapon, according to Metro Police.
Rogers has been with Metro for the last 7 years. Police say the investigation will be ongoing with additional charges that may be filed.
Governor Sisolak, along with First Lady Kathy Sisolak, were harassed by vocal detractors at a local restaurant. Studio G Jonathan Corral gives us a summary of the incident.
Kathy Sisolak as they were leaving a local restaurant. The detractors, referring to themselves as patriots, went on a profanity-filled rant against the governor and his wife, with violent threats of hanging as well as calling Sisolak a traitor. One of the men in the video was identified to be Justin Andersk, who operates a far right-wing blog that promotes many popular right-wing conspiracy theories. Sisolak's office has announced that there will be an investigation into the incident. Reporting for Studio G, I'm Jonathan Corral.
Governor Sisolak's office commented on the incident, saying, quote, "We can disagree about the issues, but the personal attacks and threats are unwarranted, unwelcome, and unbecoming behavior for Nevadans," end quote.
Stephen Breyer stepped down from the Supreme Court, leading President Biden to search for his replacement. Studio G reporter Matthew Guanga provided us with an update on Breyer's replacement.
This is Joe Biden. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you, Mr. President?
Well, you're going to be more wonderful. I'd like you to go to the Supreme Court. How about that?
Ketanji Brown Jackson would be filling Stephen Breyer's seat, who is retiring from his position. This is a historical nomination that many will bear witness to. This anticipated announcement made headway in the White House. She attended Harvard Law School, then progressed her work to clerk for Justice Breyer. Recently being nominated by Biden to the U.S. Court of Appeals in the past year taught her many valuable principles she can bring over to a position ruling over the highest court of the land. With the Senate being split to a 50-50 decision, Democrats will need to align themselves with a set goal in mind to confirm Ketanji Brown Jackson in the seat. I'm Matthew Guanga, reporting for Studio G.
The next steps moving forward will dictate the path of the Supreme Court.
The details surrounding the discovery of the remains of a local child in a freezer have made national headlines. Studio G reporter Anna Meza brings you an update.
The murder case of 4-year-old child Mason Dominguez was heard for the initial appearance yesterday. The defendant in the case and former boyfriend of the child's mother, Brandon Toseland, stands accused of open murder and kidnapping in the first degree. According to Dominguez's mother, she was held captive in their home by Toseland, where he also restrained her from entering the garage where the child's body was discovered. Toseland is being represented by a public defender and is scheduled to appear in court again on April 7th of this year. This is Anna Meza reporting for Studio G.
We will keep you updated on the details of this case as it unfolds.
Get ready, UNLV seniors. Graduation is around the corner today and tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. There will be a senior send-off at the Richard Tem Alumni Center. Graduating students can purchase their cap and gown, graduation announcement cards, and other graduation items, as well as learn about the UNLV Alumni Association and receive their free alumni t-shirt while supplies last. If you are unable to attend senior send-off, you can pick up your cap and gown from the UNLV bookstore starting Thursday, March 3rd.
Next up, we take an inside look within the professor's journey here on campus and what they have gone through to get where they are today. I wonder who it is.
I actually stopped drinking caffeine like 4 months ago. I stopped drinking caffeine like 4 months ago. So this is useless to me now. Hi, I'm Kevin Kroll. My main job is I'm the production manager of 91.5 KUNV. I'm an on-air host for the radio station, and part-time, I'm an adjunct professor. I don't know if it's adjunct or visiting lecturer. I go with professor because it sounds cooler. Around the time I graduated, I was already working here as a production intern, and I was approached by Dr. Stoker and Dave Norse at the same time to see if I would be interested in teaching Journalism 353, which is the introductory audio editing course, because I have a pretty heavy background in audio production, and taking that is sort of what got me the job here in the first place, and they felt that I had something to teach the students. But that all started like not even a year out of graduation. So in my free time, well, not really free time, but I also work as a voiceover artist. So I do commercials, I do documentary work, I do live commentary and event hosting and emceeing, things like that. I really love live events. I don't get as much work as I would like to, but I'm working toward that a little bit more. And in my spare time, when I'm not doing anything like that, I stream on Twitch, I cook, and I weight train. When I was younger, I was a very big kid. At my heaviest, I was somewhere between 320 and 350 pounds. This was around the time I was exiting middle school, going into high school. That was a lot for me to not just carry around physically, but also emotionally. And by getting out of that, not with surgery, but just like with diet and lifestyle changes, I learned a lot about how, not resilient I can be, but I guess more just how stubborn I can be. And also just that whole process of trying to get and become healthy has forced me to try a lot of new things that I think a lot of people would probably have backed away from if they weren't naturally gifted. So like weight training or anything like that. There's a lot of opportunity for people to get frustrated. And I think what I've learned is not just that I can do it, but just how to accept that things done well will take time, and to give myself the room to breathe in that learning process. Thanks to Studio G for having me on. This is Kevin Kroll.
It's great to hear about some of our professors' journey and what life is for them and campus and off campus. Thanks, Kevin, for sharing your journey with us today.
After the break, Anna Meza will have the 7-day forecast and more.
If you're a parent, you've done it all this past year. But the one thing you may not have done is take care of yourself. At Boys Town, we know that a parent's mental health is important too. Visit boystown.org/stressedout for great self-care tips for parents. You can even download an ebook to guide you and your family through self-care strategies. Because healthy parents are key to happy families.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Anna Meza, and I will be having your weather for today. Give me just a moment while we have some technical difficulties cleared up. All right, so it's nice and warm today, and it's 75, so we're finally getting into the 70s. It feels like Vegas again. And also, we got rid of that nasty wind. We only have 1 miles per hour on the wind today. For the valley temperatures, it looks like everyone's getting a taste of the nice 70 weather. Right now, Summerlin is at 70, Enterprise is at 71, Anthem is a little bit chillier at 68, but it's still really nice, great weather to go out, take your kids to the park, take your dog for a walk, really enjoy it.
So the headlines for today are sunny with clear skies, low speed winds, and we'll have a clear night. It will be a little chilly. The evening planner, if you're planning on going out this evening, you can see that it will be 75 at 3 p.m. So it's the prime time to, soak up this beautiful spring day. At 6 p.m., we still have really great weather. If you want to go out for dinner, take the outside table. And then 9 p.m., the weather definitely drops into the 60s, and the evening is chilly. Tomorrow morning, we have sunrise bright and early at 6 a.m. I love to see it. It'll be 50 degrees then. I'll be staring at my running shoes, but I won't be going running. The 7-day forecast. So we do have more great days ahead of us. We're getting into the high 70s as of tomorrow and Thursday, and then we will see a drop during the weekend. Too bad. Saturday will be 54, but no worries. It seems like it will be picking back up going into next week in the 60s. It's chilly, but it's still manageable. That is all I have for today. When we come back, we will have an exclusive interview with the Inclusion Fusion Associate.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. Sometimes my heart starts pounding faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Chris Domine is a husband and a father. Chris is an athlete. Chris is even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris was facing a very different story because his kidneys were failing.
Basically, the doctor said, if you don't get a kidney transplant and if you don't do dialysis, you are going to die.
Fortunately, Chris received a second chance at life, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes, from loss of hope to better times ahead.
More than 100 million people in America are registered organ, eye, and tissue donors. People of every age and ethnicity, because they believe it's the right thing to do. Imagine what you can make possible by leaving behind the gift of life. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Oh, hello everybody. Hello, I am Barry, and I am with Lauren Abercrombie. We're gonna switch? Okay. All right. So, hi, Lauren. Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. So what is Inclusion Infusion?
Yeah, Inclusion Fusion, we provide services for individuals with disabilities. We do a range of services. We do social groups, we do academics, we do life skills, we have dance classes, we do events. Yes. You name it, we got it.
Exactly. And how long has Inclusion Infusion been around?
Today is actually our 3-year anniversary of being around.
That's amazing.
I know.
How did you get it started? What was the vision? What was the idea?
Yeah, so my brother Mason, he's 21, so he's about 2 years younger than me. We grew up really close. He's on the autism spectrum, and my whole life growing up was just autism, ABA, just working in the field, or just being involved in the field, volunteering. And again, it was, all I really knew growing up. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to, I always knew that I wanted to create programs or something for the community.
Awesome.
And then it came to fruition.
Awesome, awesome. How do you come up with the ideas for your services? Do they all just come from personal experience with Mason, or?
Definitely personal experience. Also, I would say just seeing the gaps. The programs that we offer are very unique and not really being offered anywhere else. So I kind of just see what is lacking. And I'm like, oh, this is a crazy idea, but I think it's going to work really well. And that's kind of where it comes up. So any of our social groups, we try making it really naturalistic. Our life skills groups, we try making it as real as it possibly can be. We even offer dating classes. So, it just comes up. I get an idea and I just kind of run with it. And I also have an incredible team that helps me too. So
Awesome. So I know part of the program is big on life skills. You have Skills for Life coming up at the end of March.
Yeah.
How do you deal with a parent that is dealing with not ready to let their child grow up, but they need to? How do you deal with that?
So we actually see that more often than not. And I just like to, tell families hey, I know this is a really big, scary step probably for your child and for you, but come on, they could do it. I just give them that typical, more of a sibling perspective, hey, I know what it's like to, have somebody who in your family you want to hold on to and just, not let grow up, but they deserve to have an independent, happy lifestyle on their own. And I show them just kind of what we do and reasons as to why they should, let their child grow, and it'll help them anyway. Okay,
so we have one more question. So you've been growing up with Mason all your life. Is there any advice that the ABA tutors gave you or gave Mason while you guys were growing up?
Oh, lifelong.
Can you talk about some?
All that? Yeah. So, I really think the biggest thing that they offered me was just, being involved and including me in all the things and putting Mason out in the community and just really involving us in different activities and, just all the experiences alone. There's not necessarily one piece of advice that sticks out to me, but just the overall aspect of everyone just getting out there and all that jazz.
Well, thank you for your time.
Yeah,
thank you for coming out. And back to Lay at the desk.
When we return from break, there will be plenty to talk about the terms of sports and Vegas and entertainment. Stay put and we will be right back.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. Sometimes my heart starts pounding faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Chris Domine is a husband and a father. Chris is an athlete. Chris is even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris was facing a very different story because his kidneys were failing.
Basically, the doctor said, if you don't get a kidney transplant and if you don't do dialysis, you are going to die.
Fortunately, Chris received a second chance at life, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes, from loss of hope to hope to better times ahead.
More than 100 million people in America are registered organ, eye, and tissue donors. People of every age and ethnicity, because they believe it's the right thing to do. Imagine what you could make possible by leaving behind the gift of life. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Former UFC heavyweight champion and Hall of Famer Cain Velasquez was arrested Monday morning in Morgan Hill, California for an attempted murder charge with no bail. The UFC Hall of Famer retired from the UFC in 2019. The charge comes after Velasquez allegedly shot and injured the victim. He is due in court Wednesday at noon, and we will be following up with this story as it progresses. No motive is known and no one was in critical condition.
Over the weekend, the Vegas Golden Knights had a back-to-back against the Arizona Coyotes and Colorado Avalanche. In the first game, the Golden Knights traveled to Arizona to take on the league's worst Coyotes, even though the Golden Knights were the better team on paper. They could not beat the struggling Coyotes, and they dropped the game 3-1. To make matters worse for Vegas, forwards Max Pacioretty and Matthias Janmark suffered injuries in the game.
The Knights tried to bounce back against the NHL's #1 team, the Colorado Avalanche, at the Fortress. Even though the Golden Knights played a much better game than the night before, in Arizona they still ended up losing 3-2 throughout the 2-game losing streak. The Knights missed a lot of clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities and couldn't put either team away, even though they had over 35 shots in both games. The Golden Knights will look to bounce back from this 2-game skid when they host their bitter rivals, the San Jose Sharks, tonight at 7 p.m. at T-Mobile Arena.
This weekend was a big one for UNLV sports. The Lady Rebels clinched their first regular season conference title since the 1989-90 season. The Mountain West champions will take on UNR tomorrow at 6 p.m. The UNLV men's swimming team and diving team took back the title in the Western Athletics Conference, this being the 4th time in the program's history. Track and field team also had a big weekend. Taylor Shorter took bronze in the 60-meter hurdle with a time of 8.56. And senior Cassidy Osborne Butler won a gold in the weight throw, becoming the first Rebel since 2011 to win a conference title for this event.
Up next, UNLV is known to be the first to have our president available online. Justine Verstega has more.
We have embarked on a one-of-a-kind service that applies artificial intelligence to this challenge. Through this groundbreaking concept, we have developed the Digital President Whitfield.
The digital age gets bigger every day, now more than ever. From electronic cars to online doctor's appointments, UNLV is finding their own foot in these technological trends with artificial intelligence. Have you ever wanted to have a one-on-one conversation with President Keith Whitfield?
What's on your mind today?
Now you can. According to a recent story from KTNV, President Whitfield reached out to the Research and Technology Department and received help from 2 alumni to create an AI version of the president.
Please help me grow and learn by chatting with me.
Okay, love it, love it.
Thank you so much. I think you are wonderful as well.
President Whitfield saw this AI as a solution to talk to students during the pandemic and give some answers directly from him. To start a conversation, it's as easy as checking this box and any other permissions from your web browser. Google Chrome is recommended. Once that's done, Whitfield will appear on your screen and ask some introduction questions to get to know you.
Hi there. I'm President Whitfield. Well, the AI version. Is this your first time chatting with my AI?
Yes.
Welcome.
To talk to AI President Whitfield, search Digital President Whitfield at the UNLV website. Reporting for Studio G, I'm Justine Verstega.
Whitfield's artificial intelligence can provide information on academic programs, health and wellness, mentorships, and more.
StockX joins the fray in the NFT space and launches their digital tokens that depict their sneakers. Nike is taking proactive measures against them, saying they are alternatively free riding on Nike trademarks. Reporter Matthew Guanga has more on the story. StockX is widely known as a distributor for reselling streetwear that includes sneakers. They've decided to move forward and sell physical products as well as digital goods like NFTs. NFTs have grown in popularity, bringing in a new investment tool for consumers. It's a non-fungible token that allows digital art like music, gifts, and user-generated material to become an asset for the owner. Now StockX is bringing their physical products on the online space through the vault. The digital renders of the Nike-branded shoes caused them to file a lawsuit with the Southern District Court of New York. They issued claims that StockX is minting NFTs that use their trademarks and sell to customers who could believe that they were made by Nike, think that the asset is a physical product, or even assume that StockX and Nike collaborated on this project, which is not the case. StockX denied these allegations and implied that they put their utmost ability to provide for their customers with a new and innovative approach to the digital market. This trademark infringement claim could likely land in a settlement agreement, but still raises more head-turning questions. Nike has settled other cases like the one with rapper Lil Nas X and internet company Mischief when they modified Nike Air Max's 97. Those shoes contain a drop of human blood, and this caused attention within the consumer market. This company also showcased Jesus shoes where holy water was filled in the bubble located on the bottom of the shoe. Nike stated that they didn't have to do anything with neither the Jesus nor Satan shoes. Nike will reach an eventual answer with the ongoing process with StockX. This won't be the last time these two companies will butt heads again. I'm Matthew Gwanga, reporting for Studio G.
Nike wants to avoid brand confusion, so when StockX uses their vault to show off their NFTs with Nike products, it creates tension with both companies. Wow, so NFTs is a big space right now, and when they're building up, and especially how Nike is like everywhere, especially with the Jesus shoes and the Lil Nas X with the drop of human blood. I mean, they're really focused on that.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh wow, look, the human blood.
Oh, yeah. It's a very distinct kind of branding, that's for sure. And I love Nike shoes too. They're so comfy. So.
Yeah, I love them too.
And then time to round up your loved ones because today, March 1st, is National Pancake Day. Since starting the tradition in 2006, from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. today, guests who go to IHOP will receive a free short stack of buttermilk pancakes. IHOP is also accepting donations to help support kids in our community by helping benefit Children's Miracle Network Hospital, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and Shriners Children's. So I don't know about you, but I absolutely love pancakes, but I want to also talk about what do you prefer, waffles or pancakes?
Oh, I prefer both, like waffles, pancakes, French toast. Just put some syrup on there and stack them up.
Yep, anything with syrup on it, I'm good. A little powdered sugar
That's
as
right.
well. Are you gonna go to IHOP today?
Yeah, you can see me there from there.
I'll see you there. Let's go together. All right, thank you for watching.
Be sure to tune in tomorrow at noon for more Studio G.